Welcome. It's round one of the European Rally Championship, continuing at the Azores Airline Rally, a true classic on the European circuit. Mixed roads and mixed fortunes, I think you might say. The action taking place in the west of Portugal on the volcanic island of São Miguel in the Atlantic Ocean. This is the first of 8 rounds of the ERC. It all ends in Latvia in October. And so to the city of Ponta Delgada hosts the service park and the base for more than 60 cars, all doing battle here in the Azores. Pull those belts tight. Day one saw Bruno Magalhães struggling just a little bit on the opener. 4th overall, 13.2 seconds behind the overall leader. Room to improve, but the rally had only just started. Martin Koci of Slovakia, 19th on the road. Impressive start from him. 3rd fastest on stage 2. And Koci fast again on stage 3 with a decent 4th quickest time and rocketing to 3rd overall. I'll talk about taking his chance and making it count. This is Ricardo Mora, 15th on the road, 6th fastest on 1, 2nd fastest on 2, 3rd quickest through the 3rd special stage, managing 2nd overall, 1.1 second only ahead of Koci. Great start from the local hero. He was actually born on Ponta Delgada. Well, Alexei Lukyanuk is a man that never takes an opportunity lightly. In fact, sometimes it ends rather heavily for him. Here he is, the Russian, in his Ford Fiesta R5, 14th on the road, 2nd fastest in the opening stage, and a bit of a quick over the jump in stage 2, but managed to avoid any big dramas. Big dramas usually follow this man around. Well, so quick is he that sponsors are often prepared to take a risk on him, I think you might say. Despite this moment, fastest on stage 2, leading the rally by 2.7 seconds in front of Mora. Well, maybe that was his big moment and it's done and dusted and he can race on for victory. We'll have to wait and see. There's your overall standings. That's your top 5. Sousa rounding it out behind Magalhães. Well, after 3 stages, the top 3 separated by less than 4 seconds. Magalhães, 3-time event winner, 4th overall. Can he pick up a little bit of pace? It was lacking yesterday. Well, in the mountains we go now. The volcano of Sete Tiedades, the lip of a volcano awaiting their drivers. It's an amazing place. You'll see in a moment. Stage 4 then, the Pico del Pedragolfe. Starting off 7 kilometres only at just about 10:30 local time in the morning. Tierras Mayo 1 and then Sete Tiedades for the first time. Weather update, well, partly sunny. I think that's optimistic speak for partly cloudy, but thankfully no rain. And temperatures hovering between 15 and 20 Celsius, so spring very much feeling like it's here, but April showers in March potentially. Time for the first pass then of stages 4, 5 and 6. And Sete Tiedades is one of the most beautiful and challenging stages in the world of rallying, full stop. Weather always plays a big role in this rally, and it would be a dry and sunny start for some on the stage, foggy and rainy for others in the middle part of the test. 6 and 9, Sete Tiedades offering all of that. Well, this is Martin Greibel you're on board with right now. 3rd on the road. Well, 8th overall Thursday evening after 3 stages. Bit too aggressive and too wide on stage 4. 18th only fastest. No grip on stage 5, so 19th quickest, and well, feeling no grip at all, and Sete Tiedades, 17th fastest, down to 17th in the standings. Not good for Greibel. What about Bruno Magalhães? Now remember, he had a, can we call it a lackluster start yesterday? Said it was the balance of the car. Well, it was flying beautifully flat, as you can see, pre-setting the brakes for the launch and just landing it, spotting those exceptionally well. 4th overall before stage 4, 5th on the road, not the best position. Still a lot of loose gravel out there to be swept away. Well, Magalhães, despite the, as you can see, a little bit of a lack of vision, maybe it's just the whiteout of the cameras you're thinking, but there was some fog out there. 4th fastest on stage 4 and 5, and then 3rd fastest through 6. He's warming up, and woe betide anyone who's taken him lightly. Fifth overall, just 1.7 seconds behind fourth place. Megalesh is starting to charge.
There is a lot of fog, difficult conditions, some stones on the road, very loose surface, difficult. It's very easy to make a mistake in this stage now.
There we are. Fifth overall before stage 4 for Bernardo Sousa. 6 on the road. Well, he came to stage 4 and managed to claw himself up to fourth place. He was matching stage numbers with a fifth place on stage 5. Did not like stages 4 and 5 at all. Narrow and twisty. And as soon as you start to lack belief, it's reflected in your times. And he was only 8th fastest in Sedi Ciudades. Well, the spectacular views that we normally get up here, shrouded by the cloud, down to 9th in the standings. Not a happy bunny. Chris Ingram. Well, the Ingram-Whittock partnership here, looking spectacular. 7th on the road, 6th quickest on 4, but on stage 5, starting to sing.
Break. 6 right in. And flat 4 left in, close. Flat 1 left half. 40. Big stop. 3 right. Into keep. 6 right. Over wide junction. Opens. Max 3 right. Up 250. Caution. 5 right over big crest. Don't. Keep 4 left half.
Brilliant onboard footage. Second fastest on stage 5. Still too much sideways, but the rhythm is there. The car stopped on top of the volcano, but managed to set the 4th quickest time.
So, bring on volcano number 2 this afternoon.
Up to 3rd in the standings, Ingram. Well, Martin Cocci, remember, 3rd overall last night. 5th fastest on stage 4. No confidence apparently on some of the narrow sections, or at least lacking. But then again, it was such a meteoric rise yesterday, something had to give. 10th only on stage 5. Clawed it back on stage 6, but only managed a 5th place, and so goes down to 4th overall, but just 0.1 behind Ingram. Well, still learning, I guess you might say. The sun came out to bless him. A mixed run. Well said, it was complicated out there. It was reflected in the times.
This one was very tricky, you know. Sometimes the fog, sometimes muddy. I'm not really happy with my drive on this stage.
Ricardo Mora, would he take a big leap forward? 2nd in the standings, don't forget, before stage 4. And he went out 9th on the road, so a lot of gravel had been swept away, giving him a firmer surface. And thankfully the rain's staying away despite the cloud. Big push on stage 4, and he set the quickest time. Well, it came to stage 5, and drama. A puncture. Well, he went through half of the remaining stage with that puncture. 13 seconds lost on Lukyanok. But I guess he might say, better than stopping to change, he would have shipped a lot more time. But you can see how unstable the vehicle is. 2nd quickest on stage 6. Still 2nd overall, but 19.2 seconds behind Ingram. Mora, I guess you might say he was lucky. With all that ill fortune, he drove it brilliantly.
I think I was going pretty fast on the previous stage. Okay, we had a puncture. At least it was on that one. If it was on this one, then it will be a tragedy.
Event leader Alexei Lukyanov. Well, before stage 4, he was at the head. 14th on the road, that's his pick. And 2nd fastest on stage 4. Driving clean without taking the extra risks that he's frankly known for. Well, he set the fastest time on stage 5. Apparently been working on the setup of the car, changed that slightly. Well, whatever he dialed into the Fiesta, it's working even better. Touched the wall a couple of times on stage 6, but managed to set the fastest time nonetheless. Spectacular driver, as always, Lukyanov. leading the rally by just over 20 seconds ahead of Laura.
In the fog, it was a tricky actually, and twice I touched the walls, and it's not the way I should drive now.
Well, he leads, but he knows that that sort of thing can slip away from you if you push too hard. In a short while, we'll come back in Azores for the second loop and the repass of the morning stages. Sunny or foggy? Well, you'll have to stay with us to find out. Back in a moment. To the Azores Airlines Rally, one of the jewels in the crown of the European Rally Championship. Well, 3 afternoon stages lay ahead on Friday, a repeat of the morning loop, including the 23-kilometre Sete Ciudades stage, with the fog starting to lift. Well, on to the junior under 27 class now, and this two-wheel class is two-wheel drive class, I should say, a breeding ground for the stars of tomorrow. Opel Rally Junior team chasing their 4th consecutive junior title. There's a lot of competition in the service park, I can tell you. Tom Christensen still leading after making his ERC debut in Latvia last year, fastest on stage 4, but then rolls after the stage end. Ouch. Well, it can happen to the best, and he's amongst the best in this class.
At the end of the stage, the corner was tightening a little bit too much, and it don't steer in as I was expected, and yeah, it hit the stone in the right side in the end of the corner, and then it was not possible to continue driving because there is too much damage on the car.
Well, competing in his first rally outside of Italy, this is Mattia Vita, and breaks a wheel on stage 6 and sadly had to retire. Efren Lorena of Spain, also in a Peugeot 208, won stage 5 and was in 2nd position, dropped down to 4th on stage 6 due to a puncture.
We had a puncture on the stage at the beginning of the stage, so we lost 1 minute. This is rally, I think it's too long, so we'll see.
Simon Wagner of Austria is on his first Azores rally. Cautious on the stage, I think it's fair to say, but ending the day 3rd overall. It's a battle of attrition. This is Martin Zesch of Latvia, leading after 4 stages today, but had bad luck. A puncture on stage 8, and that dropped him down to 3rd. Also slowed because of an accident on the stage, so one was multiplying the other. This is Diogo Gago of Portugal, pushing hard. Had a few close calls on the stage. Made his way up to 2nd after stage 6 and into the lead after that puncture for Zesch. Well, it shows you, if you can push it and avoid the trouble, and there was plenty of that on stage as you saw, it could come your way. All change in the junior under 27 category then. Diogo Gago, the new leader, 40.5 seconds ahead of Martin Zesch. Onto the ERC2 class for the production spec cars, and after his penalty from the previous day, made great progress. Juan Carlos Alonso in the Mitsubishi Lanza Evo 10 got up as high as 2nd. Well, Zelindo Melegari of Italy in the Subaru Impreza. Good to see that these two marks are still doing battle, albeit further down the order. Got up to the lead after stage 6. Clutch problems, those on stage 8, meant that he lost time, unfortunately. Sergei Remenyuk, the Russian, back to the 3 diamond mark in the Evo 10. Lost the class lead after a puncture on stage 6, but regained the rally lead after the final stage of the day. Doggedly determined, keeping it where it needs to be, and a heavy back end singing around the bends here. This is Ruben Rodriguez, the Peugeot 208 R2. Maintained the lead after ERC 3 class for the two-wheel drive cars. His lead over 4 minutes. That's a gap. This is Thomas Kashpizik, 16th on the road. Crashed and rolled on stage 9. Well, after that, pinballing through the stage, other contenders were blocked. Well able to complete the test. Tricky, twisty, fast, foggy, sunny was how he described it. The stage offering just a bit of everything, a smorgasbord of weather and indeed conditions. Martin Kochi, first time here. Great battle with Ingram for fourth quickest on stage 7. This is a repeat, of course, second run through Golf, Mayo and Ciudades. 6th on stage 8 and 5th fastest in stage 9, losing a bit of time on Ingram. So, is Martin Kochi exactly that? Said he liked the rally. Well, we like watching him. He's been spectacular. Well, the helicopter's able to get up as the fog just started to clear, as you can see, and they were kicking up a dust, proving it remains dry. Do not go over the edge. You get wet and knocked about.
I like this rally. I have to say it's really, really tricky. It's very different than all of the other rallies I've done before. So getting the experience and trying to be clever, to drive smooth and to have some good speed.
Well, that is clever. Smooth and speed. Chris Ingram. Let's go with Fabian R5. Remember, first time in an R5 car on gravel. This is remarkable. 5th fastest on stages 7 and 8. A bit cautious. Wanted to save his tyres for the second pass of Sete Ciudades. A great performance on 9. That lip of the volcano. Well, it was something to behold. Weather clearing down on the vales and fields, as you can see, but second fastest around the volcano. Great work by this pair.
Max crest 150, slower bit, short 3 right, don't.
Well, he was to end 4th overall, 11.9 seconds ahead of Kochi. So what about tomorrow? Well, it's flying. What a debut.
Definitely fight for the under-28s win, and you never know what can happen, because the top 3 are going to be fighting for overall, so it'd be nice to slip into a podium.
Be nice to see him do it. Bruno Megalesh will try and stop him, of course. Second fastest on stage 7. Fastest time through 8. And the first stage win for Bruno since the rally has started. What on earth is going on? Well, he mentioned setup problems for the car yesterday. Clearly some things have been resolved, but what about the mind? And time lost on the opening day is time that you have to regain, and that can mean pushing too hard. Well, he certainly was pushing. Fastest time again on stage 9, so all of a sudden 8 and 9 fall his way. Said the car felt so much better and his confidence rocking back. So Megalesh, 3rd overall after 9 stages, 11.7 ahead of Ingram.
I tried to push, the car is working well now. The time looks okay, so let us see what the other guys do.
He's going to keep the pressure on, and Ricardo Mora must know that. 3rd fastest on 7 and 8. Well, did some changes to the car during the service, but the Ford just seems to be sliding even more, so the balance that he was seeking to regain seems to have drifted away from him. That earlier puncture in the morning clearly reflected in the timing sheets, but well, is it a knock to confidence as well? Still look quick over Sete Ciudades. glimpse of the leg below. Well, fourth fastest it was on stage 9 for him. Second overall going into the night, 10.6 seconds ahead of Magalesh. Is 10.6 seconds bridgeable? Well, he's got to believe it is.
We had to manage also the question of the tires because we had a puncture and so we came for this loop with two tires that did already the first loop, and it was tough. No grip, was like very difficult.
So what about Alexei? What did he do in response? Quickest on stage 7. And then only fourth fastest on stage 8. Well, this is the man who is known as a bit of a charger, driving wisely, dialing it down a bit. No extra push, certainly fewer risks. The problem is, it's not the way that Alexei Lukyanuk drives. And so, has it upset his rhythm? Not yet. Third fastest on stage 9. And indeed, after those 9, leads this rally after 9 stages. Just watch him go. He's always such an exciting driver to watch. It's been a pleasure over the years. 21.8 seconds ahead of Mora, but it was close again for the Russian driver on that last test.
The cows on the stage. In a narrow part, it was like on 4th gear, and I break down to 2nd, so I lost a lot because after that was a long straight. So I had a small window to go through, but it was a scary moment.
He made it. Nearly T-bone to T-bone. Lukyanuk then, it is that leads by 21.8 seconds. That's all for legs 1, day 2 here in the Azores. Still 6 stages to go tomorrow. We'll see you then. This is bound to be a dramatic ending. And with the quality of drivers we've got here, it's going to be one fantastic finale. Chaos permitting. See you then.